Hey everyone, it's Lone Crow 503 back for episode 4 of our latest series where we are developing a 2.5D platformer game on Unity. So, for those who haven't seen the previous episodes, I highly recommend them. The guy who makes them is just fantastic. Uh, but Today we're going to be getting into a few different things. For the development, we're going to be making a life system so that when you fall, you die, you respawn your character, and then you lose a life off of your total life count. Another thing is I got a new mouse, and we're going to do a little test and unboxing of, I don't know how you pronounce this, but I'm going to call it VegQ because that's Q. And it looks really like they're trying to do some Gucci box style type of thing. But yeah, so the middle mouse button on my Logitech mouse was starting to get a bit wonky. Probably has nothing to do with the fact that I dropped it on my hardwood floor. Nothing to do with that. I'll use my camera up a touch. So inside this box, actually, lower that back down. So inside this box, lower this down so much, so much. So inside the box, pull this guy out. Should be wireless. Let's see. I see a wire, but that should just be a charging port. And then here's the mouse itself. So they had a lot of different colors, and I chose this one. It has built-in RGB LED lights, and then it's got the kind of chrome uh, plastic plating for the sides. Has the same amount of buttons that my other one had, except this one also has a button here, which I believe is just meant to raise and lower the scroll speed. So the size, it's a decent size, fits good in the palm. Looks like they got the USB right here. It's got a little labeling sticker there. It says USB, so let's pull that off and stick it to the box. So my Logitech one inside the battery has a little slot to put the USB in, and that way you can seal it up if you want to carry it around. This one looks like it's just got a little slide, so that's cool. Has a place to keep it, but could definitely still fall out. It looks like we got a button down there that says off, on, and light. See, can't get it in focus. Uh, and yeah, so let's just test this out. It's gonna need batteries, unless this is just one that charges, in which case, uh, might not be able to do a testing right now. But at the very least, we will find out how good this very cheap mouse. I think, what did I get this for? I got it for like 13 bucks or something. It wasn't expensive, but it had really good reviews. So, let's see. I'm gonna pop off my headphones charger here. My lamp also is it has a USB charging port. You can see it right here on the side. So, plug this guy into my lamp and see what happens. This just arrived, by the way, so you can see the LED lighting kind of coming up out of there. And see if I turn it on, you can see more lights. But I'm gonna let this thing charge a bit. So let's slip that back in there, and let's get to work while this puppy goes and does its thing. And speaking of puppies, if you haven't noticed, my little buddy here, she's gonna get some broccoli as a treat to start off our session. Oh, you know. Oh, you know. You gonna behave? Yeah. You want broccoli? I mean, your vegetables? Look at that. That's just love. There you go. I got the noise reduction on for my broadcasting, so you can't hear, but there's some really loud crunches going on down there. Okay, sure. You take your broccoli, take it over there, and I will get to work with you guys. Let me move my new Gucci box. Let's see what else came in here. Got a thank you card. Would you like to test our new products? No. And then what is this? Rechargeable wireless mouse. Well, now I know. If the product you received is defective, please contact the seller for a free replacement. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. See, try to get that in focus. Dun, 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 dun. And with that, now I'm out of focus. Ah, uh-uh. Nope. Let's get this working. I'm going to remove my background. I'm going to unfocus and then focus again. Come on, camera. Come on, camera. Ugh. This is one thing that kind of bugs me about autofocus. If you guys use Ashira, you got your broccoli. No more. Get out of here. Okay. Maybe I won't remove my background completely. Maybe I'll let Ashira hang out. Which means I will lower this just a touch, and we can. Oh, I was gonna check the mouse here cost me $15.20, so not expensive at all, and it's got lighting, and I mean it's a mouse, so unless you're doing like high end competitive gaming, uh, nice feel to it. That's gonna be interesting. So I've never had a mouse that has like that whole gap right here in the middle. Little, uh, yeah. But I'm interested to see how it goes. Also, it's a noiseless mouse, so when you click it, it doesn't make any clickety clack noises. So sorry, guys. And just make sure my information is not visible here. And I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is. Okay, hold on. Hmm. I'm going to open up Share X, which is what I use to get GIFs. And let's see. Remove some of these images and boom. So yeah, that's the Amazon thing right there. VegQ C9S. And now that Ashira has eaten some broccoli for you guys, and I have shown you my new mouse while it is charging, let us begin. Um, one moment. Just got a message from work. I'm currently on a live stream. Okay, so last we left off, I believe if I maximize on play, it messes with the gravity, if I remember right. Which that's an issue that I still have yet to fix. I'm gonna have to do some debugging to figure out why it's doing that. But short of doing that, let's do our little play test. So we got the 1 value coins, 5 value coins, coins worth 10. We got our moving platforms that we stick to, and then got a little bit of a troll jump there. And then we're like, okay, well, now what? Do you guys remember what we're supposed to do? First, we got to sing the backpack song. Woo! And that's it. Sure. What are you doing to my sock? She's trying to poke my foot, hoping that I'll give her more broccoli. Um, or maybe some of my cheese. But she ain't getting none. So let's switch here to my layout and Ashira. Let's pop this over here. And put my Streamlabs on the other side. So I'm going to look away from you guys when I want to check the chat. And then I'll look at you and address you. um, yeah, so one last shout out before we start. Don't forget to like and follow. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, depending on what you're on right now. Check it all out, you know? I mean, you might want to watch me on Twitch, but why not give me a follow on Facebook, you know? Share the love. Let's expand. Uh, on top of that, I was going to say something else, which is Discord. I have a Discord server. If you guys enjoy watching, but you also want to chat, maybe you have some questions about what we're doing. Maybe you're following along and you got stuck and you can't figure out what's going wrong on your end. Well, if you hop on to the Lone Crow 503, Lone Crow 503 Discord server, then you can find me and you can live chat with me while we develop and even post any questions that you have on the Crow's Nest text chat room. So if I can't get to you right now, if you leave questions there, I can follow up with you later and possibly answer things that you're struggling with. So even if you're not following along with me, maybe you have a little bit of experience with Unity, or maybe you're trying to create your own game, but you're getting a little bit stuck, hung up, maybe have some bugs, and you know, you want somebody to reach out to. I'd be happy to help. Something that's going to take a long time, probably not going to have enough time to do that. So I can't like help you build parts of your game. But if something's not working, at the very least, I can try to help you get that figured out. So without further ado, make sure I've got my Streamlabs going up good. You guys can hear me. Audio's nice. Desktop audio is going to be off. And, whoa. Didn't mean to do that. Well, Ashira is snuggling my feet underneath the desk, so we shouldn't need to have that. Pull up my references right here. Also, I kind of like just the one because you'll notice one of the big differences is inside of a folder, I can see the actual things within my folder. But when I change to two-column layout, you can see your folders and open them. But when you open a folder, you see what's in it displayed over here as a physical object. But the names can get cut out a lot easier because it's conjoining two panels into one. And so with that, I can do what I want when I want. All right. Let's open up Visual Studios here. Just have everything prepped. I'm actually going to clean this up a touch too. So let's cut that, paste it there. So we got serialized variables, we've got non-serialized variables, and then we have these are different. So I usually will create a separation here as well. So a character controller, a game object, something like that. You're referencing something in the actual game. This is just a variable. So right here, private character controller. That is something that, see, we're having to grab it from the actual hierarchy here. So, all right. Okay, so we're gonna now create a. Yeah, let's serialize it. We're gonna create underscore. Whoa. We're gonna have a private int. And we're gonna call this underscore lives. Let's see. Okay. Save that. I'm going to go into Unity again. I'll check out our player object. And in the script, we now have lives. And let's start out with 3. And then... I'm going to duplicate the coin text object. We're going to name this lives underscore text. And, I see. I'm going to update that because if I don't update that, you'll see when I hit play, this is going to change the coins. Or it's going to change the coins now. Whoa, look at that. So let's see, if we leave that blank. That's not good. Oh, it's because I did that. So yeah, we're gonna do this. Oops. Coins. Slate bug we found there. And then we touch it, it'll just be Q. And then we're gonna change this one to say lives. And whoa, we are going to move that down, the coins one down actually. Let's go all the way up here. So we're gonna move the coins down and we're gonna move the lives up. And we're gonna move the coins over slightly. Now, if you notice, it looks cleaner down here, but it is slightly over, just a bit more. But that's okay. I think that I might want to also make it bold. And bold. Maybe the coins could be bold and italic. And lives. I like it. We'll keep it that way. So, um, maybe if we line it up like that, then the colons are lined up. So, okay. All right. So now we're going to want to go into our UI manager, serialize this, private text, and we're going to call this lives text. And then we're going to go public void update. Oop. Actually, we're going to call that update lives text underscore lives. Notice how it wasn't grabbing it. So we're going to say underscore, whoa, sir. Whoa. Okay, so update lives text. We're going to want to make an int value here, and then we're going to say lives. And then we're going to say underscore lives text dot text. Whoa, that is a comma. Still a comma. Dot. I'm going to move my mic out of the way. So underscore lives text dot text. And we're going to have that equal. This is going to be the text coming up where how we had coins get updated before. This is going to update the lives version dot toString. Now, notice how we didn't do that here. We didn't do the toString. We can, and it's best practice to be consistent. So if we're going to do the toString here, then we should do the toString here. So, but you don't actually have to. It's just a different way to do it as an example. And I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of having extra stuff that you don't really need. But let's see. So with that, the UI manager, which is on the canvas, should have a spot for the lives text, which we're going to drag and drop that in for the reference. Now, no. Whoa, 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 whoa. I think he named his, yeah, update, update lives display. So just to be consistent, so that I don't have to double check and see if I'm using the same methods that he is. Let's see. We've got int, we've got lives. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry. Here we just got lives. Whoa, whoa. What am I doing here? Just crazy. Okay. So this is going to call the method from the UI manager. It's public, which means it's accessible from another script. And we're going to call the update lives display upon the player starting. So as soon as the level is loaded, the players spawned. It is going to go through here, make sure the UI manager is not null, and it is going to then call that, and it's going to put in underscore lives for right here where we have lives. So this lives variable is taking an int, and it's going to display, as we know, like dot toString. And let's check it out. We actually have to implement something so that we can die and lose a life. So do that here in a second. That's going to be doing. This is not a labyrinth, Ashira's. I've got all these like drawers and desks and stuff, and she's just like weaving around behind my cabinets and then staring at me like a dork. No more broccoli. Oh, you know what? She probably use your words then. If you want something to eat. Yeah. You need permission to just press buttons. Okay. Before we continue, add my background. And I'm also going to remove the noise reduction I have here. Turn off my fan. Shira, do you want to use your words? I know you love me. Do you want to use your words? No broccoli. Use your words. Ask me for some of your food. Shira, do you want some food? You need to use your words and ask. No. She wants my food. She doesn't even want hers. Okay. Yeah, you're up here now. It's official. Mm-hmm. What? Now you don't want up here? Don't you sass me. Alright. Let's see. Hey! That's mine. Don't hit that. She just walked over and slapped my trash can. To work. Why would he do that? So, created a new game object, reset the values, gonna name this respawn location. We're gonna take it off. So notice how it was zeroed out, but now it's not. So as a child, it was at 0, 0, 0 in relation to the player object, but not as a child, it is in the exact location that the player object is. And this is going to be, as you can tell, the respawn location. And then he wants to create another object, and then we're going to call this Deadzone. Okay, so the dead zone, let's reset that, we're not going to actually have, we're not going to have these. He hasn't taken his off yet. It's going to be a trigger, and we are going to adjust the scale. And you can see it scaling here. Here, let me add that renderer back there real quick, just so you guys can easily see. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to drop it down below. And we are going to stretch that out super far. So this is going to be, we'll just say 100. I don't know what he did. What did he do? Made it like 40. But I want it big. And with that, actually, gonna make this even bigger. 300. What? We're gonna make it low. And now we're gonna remove this. We're gonna add a rigid body. We're gonna uncheck use gravity. And that is gonna allow us to have access to the collision detection. Next, we're going to create another new script. We're going to call this Deadzone, as it is going to be our Deadzone script. And we're going to attach it to the Deadzone game object. And then when we open up this script, which you can actually right click on the script here and then select edit script, and it'll open it up. So we're gonna say, play him while I do this. Just say void, 1, 2, 3, 4, void on trigger enter. And then we're gonna say if other dot tag equals player. Oops. And we're gonna have a private transform, serialize this. He did game object, but we shouldn't need the actual game object. I can change it later, but we'll say this is called respawn point. And then we're going to say other dot transform dot position equals respawn point dot position. So because, let me just stop him and explain this to you. So if I made this a game object, then what we're doing is we're grabbing the game object itself. And so we're saying this guy. And so then we're going to have to access the transform, and then we're going to have to access the position or the rotation or scale or whatever. So in here, if it's a game object, you have to say whatever you named it. So respawn point dot transform dot position. But if we just grab the transform of the linked object, then you actually don't need to include the transform. And I'm curious to see, it doesn't look like it's throwing an error, so I guess you can still type it out there, but you just type dot position because this is already the transform. So we're going to save that, and we are going to then say what is going on here? What did he do? he's creating a link to the player script. So we're going to say player equals other dot game object, because not a comma, not a comma. So other dot game object, and other dot get component, and then player. So this is going to give us the player script off of the other game object that we collide with. If it's the player object, then we're going to grab the player script off of it, name it player with a lowercase, and then we're going to save that reference here. And so now we can say if player does not equal null, does not equal null, then debug.log. Let's see, how's he going about this? Okay, so we're actually going to go in here. We're going to go create a new method. Public, we want this to be public. We're going to call this damage. You can also call it take damage or whatever you want. Call this underscore lives. Minus, which means -1 from lives when this method is called. And then we are going to pseudocode update UI. So then in here, we're going to say if player does not equal null, we've made the collision, then right here we're actually going to say the player script, and we're going to call the damage method. Let's do a bunch of here for a little bit. So, okay, now we haven't made it to where he can respawn yet, but so UI manager. Oh. And then I'm gonna call that lives. There we go. Oh, and then if lives is less than 1, and then restart level. We're going to add a new namespace. So we're going to say using Unity Engine dot scene library, I believe is what it was. Scene management. Okay. So this is going to open up the library to give us access to scene loading. So we're going to say scene manager dot load scene 0. Now, he's probably going to explain this. Let's see. I'm going to call this respawn point instead of location. Yeah, so he's not... So he's having some errors on his end. So, okay, so for one, when you're wanting to load a scene, you're going to have to go into File, Build Settings, and you're going to have to add your scene to the build. So if you add your open scene, notice how there's a 0 here. So if we have a bunch of scenes, it's going to go 0, 1, 2, blah, 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 blah. And that's the number that you're going to reference right here when you're wanting to load the scene. So this is the only one we have, so it's going to be 0. But you got to remember that. In programming, numbers start from 0, not from 1. So now that that scene's been added, we can load it. He's probably going to do that at some point on his, but he is having an issue where it's not respawning the player. So it should be taking this right here on Deadzone. So other.transform, so grab the player's position, location, and scale, or position, rotation, scale, sorry. You're going to grab their position, which is X, Y, and Z, and you're going to make it equal respawn point dot position, which is going to bring it right back here to the beginning. So that should work. Let's see. It didn't. So that should trigger on collision, enter. On trigger, enter, sorry. That's one thing I do want to see. Let's see what our lives do right there. Does it go to 2? Boom. So we lost a life, and that is happening here, which for that to get called, this has to happen. But then this isn't going on. So he's saying he thinks that maybe we're falling too quick for it to register all of this. It's a thought. So now he's making a reference to the character controller, which the character controller is right here on the player character controller. That's where a collider is as well. Okay. So let's see. We've got character controller. Whoa, bro. Dang. Character controller. And he's calling it CC. I do not like that name. And then other dot get component. And then character controller. Here and here. And then he's saying if CC does not equal null. So these null checks are very important. Unity can crash if you don't do this, so it'll straight up pull errors if it comes up null and you don't have it. And so it's good to have those checks pretty frequently. So it only has get velocity, so you can check what it is. It doesn't allow you to actually custom set it. curious if this is going to work. Hmm. So he's saying character controller, and he's disabling it. Now, why disabling the character controller right there would work? I don't know. We died, and we respawn. So, on inactive controller, we're gonna have to set it to true again. Whoa. So that proves that it's because we were moving too fast. So now right here, he's wanting to do another null check, which I don't know about this one, because it exists, but the enabled is set to false. So I wonder if it's also going to come up um, as null. But let's see if that activates the controller right afterwards. And sure did. That didn't work for him. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What did what? Hmm. Well, I got everything working on mine. He's having some issues. Hmm. So it might be because our speed settings are different. My speed and gravity is different than his. So by doing this, mine works fast enough to function. What he is doing is he is having to create a coroutine to where right here he calls the coroutine, and then right here, or no, not right there. Which turn this back. He's doing a private I enumerator and wait time. I don't know what he's going to call it. I'm not going to use this, but I'm going to give it to you guys an example. So he's saying yield return new wait for seconds. And then we're going to pass in half of a second. So since it's a decimal, we need an F there. And uh, an enumerator will always be false. So a coroutine, it'll say it's wrong, unless you have a yield function active in it. So we're going to put that there. And then he would put the uh, function right there. So to call it, you have to say start coroutine. And then in the parentheses, you need the coroutine's name and another set of open and close parentheses. And that'll call it. So part of the issue here is it's not calling these because um, it's declared right here. It's not declared uh, in the like universal one. So it's only within this method does CC even exist. So it's adding a lot more complication. I like my way. Oops. Let's just get out of here. So those are really, really useful. Those are called coroutines, and those allow you to set time intervals in which something has to wait. So when you do that, whatever's above that yield return new wait for seconds is going to happen. And then it's when it hits the yield return new wait for seconds, it's going to have to wait for however long you put on there before continuing on to the next line of code. And you can include multiple yields. There's other forms than just wait for seconds. You can say yield return null, which means wait for a single frame, and yada yada. But we're not going to do those right now. We'll just have it my way. All right. Sweet. So, part of any game these days, pretty much that is like the one that we're building, you're going to encounter puzzles of sorts. So for mine, I created some psychological puzzles to start, in the sense that when you come over here, assuming that you can't actually see the scene because you're not a developer, you're a player, then there's a couple spots in which you just get completely lost. So, for example, this is a bit low, so you got to jump down there, you go. But now you could see here that there's a platform down below. So there is that hint. But right here, you're like, can I make this? But if you were paying attention, you'll see that that platform is down there as I died. So notice I have 2 lives now. So we're going to go over here, jump, 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 and get that kind of vertigo. But now, if you double jump, you can see that there's a platform up above, but because you're like, hey, where do we go? And then you're like, oh, well, which what this is supposed to be is that if you go over here, you see that there's a platform hiding, but you can't figure out how to get up there. And so now you're going to go to try to jump back down, see maybe there's a way over here, and maybe you hit the invisible collider, and you're like, what the hell? That's such BS. That's cheap. Or maybe you're like, what was that? uh, at which point you're you're then going to be encouraged to try to figure that out, which will go here. This is just basics of level design. We'll go up, and you're like, huh, well, looks like there's invisible platforms. So you go here, maybe get up there. Now, notice how the way that the invisible platforms are all positioned, as I just keep going, uh, they're positioned in a way so that without knowing what is actually there, there's a chance that you might end up doing it anyway. So you're like, I don't know where to go. I got to figure out a way to get up there, but I can't. So you go to jump down to the lower platform and you do a double jump, but then you land on the invisible one. So that makes you think, okay, well, maybe there's invisible platforms, but you don't know where the next one is and you're scared. So maybe you go to jump back down. And then you're like, what? I survived. Or maybe you missed, but you noticed you did a single jump and you noticed you hit something. So now you do a double jump and now you do another. And then up here, we would have more platforms that continue on and go forwards and da 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 da. But it looks like uh, we're going to be developing boxes you can push. We're going to be doing um, elevators. So you walk up, you push a button, it makes the platform lower, and then you get on it and you ride it up. And then we're also going to have wall jumping. I don't know if I said that already. So wall jumps, elevators, and boxes to push. And by using those, you can create puzzles to solve. So I don't like this, but in this next part of this course, what we're going to have to do is essentially take everything that we've built so far and scrap it because he has a pre-built level that we're going to download and then build the features onto. So we could build it all ourselves. We have everything. I could sit there and create platforms and extend them and do all that. But he's saying to download the ones that he has. So with that then, you guys will have to give me a second. Hmm. I'm actually going to save this and save the project, and I'm going to exit out of Unity. And then I believe I have on my desktop. Whoa, oops. I just opened a video game, I think. Hopefully not. But if Alan Wake opens up on here, it was a misclick. So, no. Wait. Cancel launch. Cancel launch. Okay. Packages. It's not normal. Hmm. This is the most updated one. Few packages. Mhm. Mhm. We're going to close this as well. We're going to commit the changes. Added lives and red pawn. Commit that. Push the origin, and we're good. Okay. Okay. File base. If I can remember even how to use this. Let's see. So going into my 2.5D platformer file, we're going to open up packages, and I'm going to paste in my package. And now we're going to open it up. And ideally, everything won't be broken, but let's find out. Hmm. Make sure I do this right. So if I had done this right, you would see a little monkey right here. It's the Game Dev HQ logo. So since we didn't, so it looks like in a previous project, I had just an assets file. I can't remember how the heck I did it. Luckily, ask the questions. So, let me actually see. There might be a reference I can see. So, Hmm. Man, this sucks. Dang. Okay, I do have to message somebody. So, well, if that doesn't happen quickly, then we might have to take a break. I could play a couple matches of Fortnite while we wait, though. Hmm. I don't like stopping working when I know I still have work I gotta do, though. I need to progress far enough on this coursework to produce a new article because everything that I've done so far today, creating lives, loading a scene when you die, uh, updating the UI with all of that, I actually have articles on all of those specific things already done with my 2.5D space shooter game. So you can feel free to check those out. Um, Let me actually pull those up for you guys while I wait. Unless I already got a response. Oh, I do. What do you know? Hmm. So they're saying that I gotta re-download it, which is kind of lame. Unless I already had that and just did it wrong. Because what it's showing me is I click on this file and then it opens up my Unity hub, but maybe opening my project through that is going to do what I need it to do. Maybe not. Uh, Definitely did not. Let me make sure that could be wrong. Okay, do this again. Maybe it'll work this time. Really? Nothing. Well, something's broken, which is not good. This might have to be the end of the session for today. If we can't get this figured out, I could build everything again, but that's going to be a lot of extra work and I won't be able to meet my milestone goals. So, I can try re-downloading it. But when I open up the downloader, it just okay. So it works now, but I had to have it. Ugh, it's still not there. Yeah, you'd be able to see it. It's not working. Should download it right in there. Now, the program I'm with, they don't just have everything on the asset store. They've got it all through their own separate asset store, essentially, and it makes it kind of complicated. And in this case, it's making it not work. So, hmm. So I'm doing a live call with him, and somebody's going to help me real quick. Hey, can you hear me? Yeah. So you're not going to be audible on my stream. I am through my microphone, but let me check my settings. He says he can't hear me. Input, output, it should all be good. And it's saying that my mic is being picked up, so. This is wanting to do Zoom. So the only audio you guys should be able to hear should be coming from my microphone. Make sure this doesn't happen there. Hello. Hey, can you hear me? Okay. So, yeah, I can't get Filebase on there. I'm on the 2.5D platformer course and it's just stuck. So, all right. I'm gonna share a screen that I am not streaming right now, and let's see. So yeah, you can see my screen, and then if I go here, go to my downloads, it tries to open up Unity, the hub. Don't open up the project. Okay, so don't do what I just did. So close out, and then I'll open it up normally. And then here's my project. It's right here. Ah, okay. Oh my goodness. Is that easy? Dang. Well, thank you. I appreciate your time. It's because you're using Firefox. There's your first problem. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people who prefer Firefox are Mac users. Um, well, thank you so much for your time and help. I am on a live stream, so I will let you go. But I really appreciate you popping on there so quick. So you have a good one, man. All right, guys. We were saved live on stream. You guys. So now you can see a little monkey up here. And we've got a new file that says game dev HQ with Filebase and all its stuff. So we are going to now open Filebase. See how fancy that is. It's got tons of nice content. Now, I don't know if I can share all that with you. I don't know why not, because it would just show you guys all the stuff that you might want to check out and access. I have lifetime access to any of these assets, and I can even use them commercially on products that I make and make money. And I don't have to pay any royalties or nothing. But I can't sell the assets, so I can't take these, download them, and then sell them to you guys, or give them away or anything. But it's still pretty cool. There's lots of different things, and look at that shotgun with the arm attached. Nice. So 2D mobile adventures asset. I think this might be it, but we're on the 2.5D, so let's see. We've got just a spot for courses, I think. All assets, projects, PS, dungeons, 2D, 2.5D puzzle starter. Here we go. Hopefully it doesn't show you guys anything I don't want you to see. Download, sir. And now it pops up here, and I say import. Yes, I will reload my scene. Oof, look at all those errors. Does not like that. Okay, as long as we can still play. Oh no. I see. I see. Everything's conflicting. So it's having issues because it has a lot of the similar stuff that I have. So any variables that I name the same as his are coming up as an issue. So I have to delete my scripts, and you see the errors are gone. Um, and close that. Hmm. And that should allow me to do playtesting. So everything should be working. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, can't push it. So we jump down here, grab these coins. This is probably going to be an elevator. Look at that jumping, it's just atrocious. Uh, it's okay. Let's get back into it. So it looks like my scene is a little different than his scene. For example, it starts the player off here. I have no jump. He has jump height set to 20, and everything else is the same. Not a fan of that. Okay, let's say gravity to 0.25. Oh, oof. We're using his scripts. I liked mine better. Oh no. Okay, let's see. Here's the scripts. So we're gonna go in the player script and we're gonna change a couple things. Because I don't like it. Now, notice he uses a different syntax. He puts his serialized fields on top. I don't. Just a little bit of reorganization here. And then we're going to say, bring that here and here. UI manager, let's pop up there. Remove the default notes. Okay. So to start, what was the issue that we had? If can double jump equals true, it's going to equal jump height. There we go. Much better. But let's bump our jump height up to 25, just because we are beasts. Whoa. Maybe not. We'd have to bring this up to a 3, wouldn't we? Hmm. Wonder, can we get up there? No, we would need this. Okay. So that's all good. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to replace the collectibles with mine. And they should still work. What? Oh. Because my scripts are gone. They gone. They gone. Luckily, I got them all backed up. Bam, 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 bam. But because my scripts are gone, the changes that make my coins worth different values are also gone. So what we can just do, just to make this simple, is we can change their scale to 0.1. Ooh, whoa, not there. 0.1, 0.1, no, just 0.1. There we go. Just on the z-axis. And then we can give them all materials for the gold coins. Whoa, whoa, not the prefabs. Want materials for gold coin. Bam. My bad. Gold coin. Bam. There we go. So, okay. You know what else I don't like? I don't like how small that is. It's supposed to be. Does it look different? Yeah, it does. Yeah. So, we're going to do on the canvas scaler, scale with screen size 1920 by 1080. Match it with and height. And we're going to go to the canvas, coin text. Let's up that font size, make sure we have the overflows, because that text box is not having it. And then lives, also gonna go 48. Overflow. And let's say they're gonna be anchored top left, that works. Lives above coins. Let's bring it here, and then bring that one there. And then we're going to say by default, because when you start, it should say 3. But I think it actually does with the lives. Yeah, lives starts at 3. Coins should start at 0, though. And just so there isn't that little hesitation when you load it. There we go. Boop, 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 dead. All right, looks good to me. Save that. Gonna exit out of it all. Why? Because we gotta do a new commit. So downloaded new project map files from file base. And then period and commit. And we're gonna open that back up. Okay, so next on the to-do list. Okay, I'm watching his player controller and he's like, he double jumped real quick and he just shot way up in the sky and man. See me bounce around. So that's going to be the elevator. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take, and I'm guessing it's here, environment, elevator panel, call button. See how the material's red? So we're going to have to update this to be green when you hit it. And you notice how easy that was? Honestly, it's a simple animation right there. Or accessing the color from script and changing it, whatever you want. So we're going to have to make it to where when you press E on your keyboard, it's going to turn this green and it's going to then call this elevator and make it lower down for you to get on. I think my mouse is done charging. It didn't slide in too easy, but let's check this out. So I can turn it on, or I can turn it on with my lights. So, all right. Nice. So far, let's see. The scroll wheel. So for the mouse, let's do a little test. So it looks like it's kind of pulsing through different colors. And my room's pretty lit up right now, so it's kind of hard to see. But let's see, go from red, yellow, orange, green, blue, teal. And that's coming out the bottom. It's coming out between everything, and it's cool. This little button right here is changing how quick my mouse moves around my screen, so I can make it really quick. I can make it kind of slow. It looks like there's 3 speeds, so there's fast, slow, medium, and then the scroll wheel works. Uh, Feels a little bit heavy. So this scroll wheel has little grips on it, so when you click it, it stays. This one does. It has grips, but I don't know. The scroll wheel is gonna take a little bit of getting used to, but I like the mouse so far. It's really odd. The scroll wheel takes a little bit more pressure than I'm comfortable with to click, which is kind of a bummer. And the more pressure you're doing repeatedly for stuff, the higher chances you have of getting like tendonitis and carpal tunnel and stuff. But hold on, skip some frames there. Um, but aside from the scroll wheel being a little bit heavy to press, it's nice. I do like actually hearing my mouse clicks, but this is a decent looking, decent priced mouse, so I figured, hey, what the heck? Hmm, cute. Hmm. Well, all in all, I mean, I'm still getting used to it. I do like my Logitech mouse more. I like the rubber sides. I like the ergonomic feel. I like how the buttons on the side have divots and stuff, so you can easily differentiate it with your thumb just by feeling. These, it has those 2 buttons, but they're pretty synonymous with each other. They're like the same size, same shape. Uh, while this one has that kind of divot in the center. So, but okay, let's get into this. So we've got the new script. This is going to be the elevator panel. Hmm. Ugh, this is going to take some getting used to. So here on the elevator panel, looks like we have a trigger. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say void on trigger, but not on trigger enter, and not on trigger exit. This time we're going to use on trigger stay. So long as you are within that collider, then on trigger stay will continue to be called. So we're going to say then if input dot get key down, key code, whoa, dot. So we need a reference object to the call button. So we're going to say serialize field, private, game object, underscore call button. See what it calls it. Call button. So we're going to say call button dot. Now notice there's nothing for color right there. I'm going to add the elevator button. Oh, yeah. This mouse. Oh, it's just a matter of getting used to it and getting like my clicks on point and all that, and just seems a little less reactionary than I would have liked. It's not bad though. Got lots of settings I can adjust. Uh, hmm. Now I wonder, can I put both my mice into my computer right now and control my mouse with either mouse, or is it going to make me choose one? Oh, hey, look at that. They both work. So let me see, just get that feel. Hmm. Well, hmm. Give you guys a nice, good zoomed in look at me digging into my eyeball. That's good eyeball. All right, let's continue. So I believe that what we're going to have to do is to make it use a different namespace. Oh, well, game object dot Mesh renderer. Can I do that? So we're going to say this equals color, and then dot. So I can give a color value if I remember right. I can do this. We could say 1, comma 1, comma 1, comma 1, right? Color dot new color. Whoa. There's a way to do this. But let's just say color dot green. So then if this works correctly, then if we run over here, what? Oh, sir. Let's change that speed to a 10. Beasties. Don't even need it. Hmm. There we go. Had to redo the reference. And now we go. Beep. Now the collider, yeah, it's just really close to it. So as long as we're in it, so if I press E, nothing happens. And if I'm in the collider, I press E, press E, E, E. So that's not good. Um, so you know what that could be an issue is that neither the player nor the elevator has a rigid body to detect the collisions. Oh. So when I got my Razer Tartarus V2, I was I wasn't a big fan of some of the things. I still the joystick here, the little analog stick. That's how I do my speed editing on a Fortnite. I have this stick left, right, up, and down, all set. Notice it's controlling Unity too. If you didn't know, you can also use the WASD and the arrow keys on Unity to navigate around. WASD doesn't seem to be working for me, but you can custom set it, I believe. You can move it just like it's a controller. So, um, but yeah. So on Fortnite, I set these to like my wall, my floor, my roof, and my stairs. But I don't know how I feel about this. That scroll wheel. Whoa, sir. She's like, hey, here in Portland, which is fine. I do live in Portland, Oregon. Hopefully, it won't give you a direct map to my house live on stream. But let us continue. We need to make this uh, elevator, and we're gonna have to create an elevator script. He hasn't even come close to doing that yet. So he made it blue, but now he's like, nah, I think I want it to be green. Let's see. Hmm. I'm getting a splitting headache right here. But here's what I'm thinking. So he wants it to be that you go through here and you have to collect. Whoa. Huh. It doesn't normally go all the way up like that, does it? Yeah, no. That's funny. It normally stays right there, but how did I do that? Oh, see, oh my God, I want to get that. I gotta record that. There we go. Oh man. No. Is he gonna go back? Oh, that's pretty cool. That is completely an unintentional bug. Look at that. Dang. Get out of here. Block. So that's the type of physics issues that you're going to have when you have physics being controlled on update instead of fixed upstate. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Like control it while it's out of its element. You got to get it right when it's switching. You got to push it out of its zone. And then you can ride this. Let's see if I can beat the level this way. As like an extra bonus challenge. That'd be hard. Possible though. You could probably launch that out, and then as it's coming back, uh, just write it right back. Let's see. So we're gonna change the collision detection to continuous dynamic and see if we can still do that. Hmm. Oh, sure can. But if it's set to kinematic, whoa, sir, discrete. I think this might work as I die. To fix the issue. I believe that fixed it. Yep. Ooh, bug fixed. Kinematic platforms. And by the way, the reason I'm like sticking to the bottom of this and writing it up is because I'm jumping again while I'm underneath it. And there's a split second there in which if you're underneath the surface, it just looks like it's writing it. Because you can actually uh, kind of slingshot off of it. Hmm. Oh, that's right. He needed to change the dead zone. See how small that is? That needs to be like way bigger. There you go. Okay, so we're gonna make this to where it requires 8 coins in order to use the elevator. So before he gets into it, I'll explain one way that you could do that. It might be the way he does it, it might not be. So we can add another parameter to this and say if you press E while making that collision and coins collected equals 8 or equals um, cost to ride elevator. And we'll create a couple new variables. So we're going to say private int. We'll call it cost to ride elevator. Elevator. And we're going to make that equal to 8 right there. And then we're going to say another private int. Coins collected. And then we're going to add a public method, which we're going to call update coin amount without the underscore. And then we're going to say that requires an int. So we're going to call coins. And then we're going to say underscore coins collected equals coins. And then in player, we're going to make a reference to the elevator panel. So serialized field, and we're going to call this a private game object. Call it, actually, no, we're not. We're just going to call this private elevator panel, and we're going to call it right here equals game object dot find, and then we're going to call it, I believe it was called elevator panel. Elevator underscore panel, very important. And then we're going to say dot get component, just like we did above, except we're going to add the elevator panel script, open and close parentheses, and a semicolon. And now with that, we'll be able to say in a new method, so void, no, not a new method. So when we add coins, we're going to update the UI manager, but we're also going to update whatever the heck I just called that, the elevator panel. So elevator panel dot update coin amount underscore coins. So there it is. And now we should be able to say yeah. So now we're gonna run over here, I'm gonna jump, and I only have 7 coins, and I press E, and nothing's happening. So I'm gonna run back here, and I'm gonna grab that last coin that I missed, and I'm gonna come back. Now I'm gonna press E, and it works. So let's see what he does. So he's calling it required coins, but he's making a private integer, just like I did. I call it cost to write elevator. Ugh. Give myself a little box. He's going about this very different than I did. So he's going about this very different, although he didn't realize there's another error. I believe, yeah, you need another parenthesis. All right. His jump is so on. Hmm. Well, we're gonna change it to use his code. So let me delete what I did and delete my stuff here. Not quite that. Okay, so let's say coins collected. No. Let's actually just delete this for now. So he wanted to create a new method on player. Drop my mic. Bad mic. So he's not using a void method, he's using return. Public names. Hmm. So this is really interesting. So what we've created right here, let me zoom in, is a return type method. So this is a void method. I showed you guys earlier today we had a coroutine um, instead of a void. It was the IEnumerator. But what this does is in a situation like here, where not there, in a situation like where did we do it? UI manager, yeah. So where this is requiring an int value, if you just call this method, it's going to just say, hey, return this value for that value. So boop, it's going to fill it in. So this is just going to essentially the coin value. So all you have to do is just call coin count and you'll get it. So we're going to do and other dot get component player dot coin count. Oh, and then is greater than or equal to cost to write elevator. So, just because I don't like how this is like every time you press E, it's going to try to do this. So I'm going to say, if it's the other thing, then we're going to say player, whoa, equals other dot game object. Oh no, we're just this other dot get component player. Player. And then we're going to say player. Whoa. Whoa. And then there. Should be good. Oops. But this needs one of those. So, and that way it just calls once the collision is detected and it saves it. So, it shouldn't make too big of a difference, but it's good practice. Best practice. All right, should still work now, just like how we did before. Whoa. It's not working. Press E. Pressing E a whole bunch, nothing. But then we go and grab this. Bam. I don't like how many times I have to hit that for it to register though. It's part of the issue with on On trigger stay though. So I believe the reason why it takes multiple presses is because getting hell messages. Sorry. In the middle of this, also hitting on chicks. uh, also known as just texting a friend. So let's see. Oh, there's still so much more to the elevator. Ah. Just to make sure this is modular for the level designer's selection base. Maybe they want the cost of this elevator to be more than the cost of a different elevator. They're coins, no? I normally get all this stuff done so much quicker, but doing this live stream, I thought it'd be convenient because it's like, oh, I could just do my work and then you guys can see. But I keep taking time to stop and like explain everything to you guys. So I'm gonna call this elevator. Going to drag this onto the elevator. Public void call elevator. See, I'm just gonna put what he's putting there. So going down equals true. Take current position equals move towards target position. Else take current position, move towards target. It's the same thing as the moving platform right here. So I kind of just want to sit here and just do it all and stop waiting for him to explain so then I can explain to you guys and then do it. This would be a lot easier if I was developing a unique project so that it could just be me developing. There'd be a lot more hangups as I come across bugs and I have to actually flesh them out. But um, I gotta get this done. And the projects that I'm working on, aside from this, are confidential. You guys can't see them. Not without signing a contract first. So, let's see. So, this is pretty simple as I mute myself. Testing. Okay, there we go. Mess up my mic for a second. You guys can't hear me. Yeah. Let's get a call to the elevator script. That should be good. I believe that's what he did. So let's save that. Make sure this is saved. So now the elevator is going to have the elevator panel is going to have a reference to the elevator. What? Right? Did I put that on the wrong script? Private. Whoa. That, yeah, okay. So you actually don't need to drag in a reference because this is going to find it on its own. So when we're doing this though, we want to make sure to debug.log error, and it is going to say elevator is null, because that is going to be in an if elevator. Just going to put an underscore. This is private, so let's make sure we can identify that it's private. So if elevator equals null, triple L, then elevator's null. So since we are finding another script and we're going to be making references to that, if that script can't be found because the object elevator is deleted or it's just, some bug, this will tell us. So it'll come up as one of those little stop signs because we put log error instead of just log. So okay. So going down equals true. He's probably going to want a bool there. So say private bool. Going down. So he's calling it moving. So you could also do this as like a private int instead of a bool, and then you could do a floor number. So you could say like, private int 1 equals floor 1, and so on. So a boolean is false by default, but we're going to declare that. So looks like he's got everything going same as me now. Oh my goodness. He changed it to what I did. Yeah, it needs to be serialized. Now you'll remember this is very similar to the moving platforms. My headphones are yelling at me. Plug myself in for a little bit. So it's going to be origin. And I kind of want those, yeah, they're private. So underscore, underscore. So this is just a different way to declare variables. So if you're going to have multiple the same type, you can do it like this, just comma and then add multiple. So this is a private transform, and there are two. There's going to be the elevator's origin point and the target point, which we're going to want to take that. And we're going to duplicate this and duplicate it again. The second one, we're going to lower all the way down here. Make sure it's about even. Looks good to me. And we're going to call this target. And we're going to call this origin. And then we're going to remove the filters. And I can't remember. I don't think we need colliders either. Yeah, we don't. These are just, don't need the script. These are just transform locations. So you'll see these can be deleted. And then on the elevator, we're going to need the origin and we're going to need the target. And with that, save the scene, go back in, and we're going to do the same thing that we did with the moving platform. So if going down, by the way, putting it like that just means that if this equals what it is by default. And so this is going to say if it equals false. Well, this is actually if it equals true. I found that out recently. I believe this means not. So it's the opposite of whatever this is. But since this is false, the opposite is going to be true. So I always thought it just meant another way of writing true or false. It's not the case. Okay, he's almost caught up to me now. So if going down equals true, then we're going to say transform dot position equals vector 3 dot move towards, and we're going to put the transform position on the x because we're not moving horizontal, and then we're going to say target dot position for the y, and then underscore speed times time dot delta time. Now we need to create that speed variable. So let's say serialize field private float speed. Yeah, I was going to name it parent, but so he noticed an issue. And because of right here, we're finding a game object with the name elevator. We can't do this. In the moving platforms, we have elevator and we have elevator, so it's going to find them both. So this is going to be elevator container. So if going down equals true, transform dot position equals vector 3 move towards center. And then we're going to say else, which means if going down does not equal true, then transform dot position equals vector 3 dot move towards transform dot position origin dot position speed times time dot delta time. So what he's wanting to do now is we're going to take the elevator panel, and this isn't important, but we're going to move the center over and the size slightly. So we're going to make this 2.5, maybe 3. And then we're going to move the center point there. Because we're going to have to hit that button again to make it raise up. So I'd say, and then, which I don't know if that's how he's going to do it, but then right here, he would just do if going down equals true. So then right here, you would say, yeah, if going down equals true, going down equals false. If going down equals false, going down equals true. And so then when this is called on, it just changes the method. Okay, I don't care. Okay, yeah, no, as I break my lamp and my headphones and everything. So then, mm, well, from the look of it, he did the same thing I did, but then he wants to elaborate on it. And he's talking about making adjustable booleans. So hold on. So he's actually using what I was just telling you guys about. So we're gonna say going down equals the opposite of going down. Well, now he's typing in this guy. Except he said else if going down equals false, which is just hyper specializing, but it should do the same thing. Oh man, I'm tired. Hmm. Oh my goodness. He's doing so many adjustments to his colliders, and it's all just. So we want the light to toggle back to red after we've used the elevator. I'm so gonna break this lamp. I've actually already broke that lamp. But we're almost done. Hopefully, I shouldn't need to be plugged in for much longer. Whew, if you guys aren't yawning with me, you're sociopaths. I'm just exhausted. Okay, private pool. Elevator called. Oh, equals false. Whew. Okay. If elevator called. It's true. Whew. That equals true. Make it red. Else. Let's make it green. Then elevator called equals true. And elevator called equals false. What the heck? Now he doesn't have this, but otherwise we're the same. Let's see if that button updates. Uh, Gonna make sure that we get parented. Okay, rig cube. Oh, dang. He said, don't do that. Oh my god. The first thing I was going to do, too. Let's set that to trigger. Void on trigger enter. Void on trigger exit. If other dot tag equals player. I'm so tired right now. I'm gonna cheat. We've done it before. Okay. And what that's going to do is that's going to get rid of that jittery jankiness from the elevator. See, it's not jittery at all. Now we're going to have wall jumps. Boop, 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 boop. We don't have wall jumping yet, though. Okay. Well, I am definitely going to take the time to figure out why the hell it's such a pain to click that button. So we've got sphere collider. That's why. I added a rigid body to this panel. And a rigid body on the button. Ugh, no. Still a pain. Man, this does need a rigid body though, because um that's the box collider that we're detecting the collision of if we're in there, whether or not we can hit the button or not. Saying on trigger stay. Shira, go on. Just come up and slime me. Come here, Shira. Come here. And hop up. Oh, we're gonna hop up. Oh, we're gonna say goodbye to everybody because we're ending the stream. That's our work for today. I gotta write my article on making elevators. Don't you be pouty. She's putting all her dead weight on me. Just dead weight. Want to see her freak out? Hold on. Get ready. Ugh. She hates when I blow raspberries on her. Oh, I'll do it. Her little tail is just wiggling too. What are you gonna do about it? Hmm? What are you gonna do about it? She's trying to get me, but I got her. Put that on your paw. Yeah, yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, Shira. Hey, hey, cool your jets. Okay, okay. There we go. See, you see the misery in her eyes right there? It's misery. She hates it. Let me put my stream on this screen. All right. Well, I think we had a good session today. I'm so tired. Oh, so tired. But thank you for staying on with me, watching the. ah, don't even know what to say. Don't even know what to say. Sure, you guys stay with me when we say goodbye. Ah. Um, but thanks for following along. Check out the article. You can see on medium.com, and you will find instructions and shots of my script so that you guys can follow along easier and reference the stuff. And with that, Ashira and I, we bid you adieu.